Well, having taught economics for about 20 years and done a PhD in undergrad in business and worked for the state senate and worked in a lot of the bodies down here, I served 2 governors in economics. I'm preaching to the choir here, right? I'm preaching to the Chamber of Commerce or business. And so business creation, business formation, keeping businesses alive, recruiting businesses ought to be the business of the Commonwealth and of the United States. Philosophically, Maimonides, the great Jewish theologian, philosopher, way back, fits squarely in the Judeo-Christian tradition, and he had a hierarchy of virtues. And the top virtue in Maimonides' system was finding someone a job. And so the free market system is not good in itself. It is good because it has delivered the goods. It has provided more jobs and more human welfare than anything else on the earth ever has. Even over the last 20 years, you can look at all the government programs and stack them all top to top to top. None of them come close to the improvements in human welfare that the free market system has delivered. Specifically with respect to China and India, 2.5 billion people on the planet, all children of God. When I started teaching economics 20 years ago, we're only making about $1,000 per capita. That is roughly subsistence or a hair above it. Now, the Chinese and Indians are all, on average, but they have a giant growing middle class, approaching probably about $10,000 per capita. That, in the last 20 years, is the biggest increase in human welfare that has ever occurred and likely may ever occur again in the future. And how did that come about? That came about when China moved away from central planning and moved away from socialism and moved away from communism and moved toward free markets. And the same with respect to India. India had a tradition-bound system that was sclerotic as well and too much power at the top. They've decentralized and had huge gains as well. And so the irony of all ironies is after this tremendous success is visible for everyone to see, and socialist countries bombing all around us from Venezuela across the map, and North Korea dark at night and South Korea lit up like a Christmas tree, I don't see where the debate is. And so I'm a staunch proponent of the free market system, of teaching kids that business is morally good. And unfortunately, that is not what's happening right now. In our K-12 system, we can do much better on the basic skills, and in higher ed, they're teaching our kids that the capitalist system is morally bad. And so I encourage all business folks to reach out and play your role because it has to do with the welfare of humanity in the future, for real. Well, let's just do a little bit more government here and here and here and here and socialize the healthcare system and add some regs here. And Europe and the U.S. was approaching that. We have a unique chance right now to get started again, following the fundamentals with freedom for all people and welfare benefits flowing through to all people. 2 weeks ago, Walmart, right? Some of our opponents say that the economic growth from tax cuts is crumbs, et cetera. It's not a kitchen table. 100 million consumers at Walmart had their highest retail sales last week. I don't know how you can outdo that. Consumer sentiment's through the roof. Producer sentiment, all the manufacturing indexes are through the roof. And so when you let markets thrive, people thrive, they're happier, and I don't know how you beat happiness, and so I'll close with that.